tamales, fish and chips, and soap? People make all these items with lard. Throughout history, this greasy ingredient has been used in favorite foods and in personal hygiene items. But how did lard make the jump from the cleaning items to the food shelf? Why did lard disappear for decades? And which major corporation framed lard? Stay tuned, and we'll have the answers in a minute. Lard is made by a process called rendering. The fatty parts of pigs cook until the fat melts. Then the liquid fat is chilled to become the smooth substance cooks use. The process of making soap is a little different, and it's called saponification. First, you'd mix lard with an alkaline solution, usually lye. Heating and stirring this mixture forms fatty acid metal salts, which are the soap and a byproduct. When you remove the byproduct, you have soap. Cooling the mixture hardens it. So, every time you take a shower, you're basically rubbing pork fat all over your body. Humans have used lard for thousands of years, and it's part of your favorite foods no matter where you live. Lard is in several British dishes, such as Christmas pudding and lardy cake. Well, that was obvious. In Germany, Hungary, and Poland, people mix lard with salt and paprika, then spread it on sandwiches. Mouth-watering, right? In Taiwan and parts of China, lard is sometimes mixed with soy sauce while cooking rice. Japanese cuisine uses it too, as chefs often add lard to their ramen. While lard can take the deliciousness of a dish to the next level, it is high in saturated fats that could be bad for you if you consume too much. A single tablespoon of lard contains 25% of the recommended daily amount of saturated fat. But home-rendered lard could be a lot healthier. That's because homemade lard doesn't use hydrogenation. The process of hydrogenation began at the Procter & Gamble Company. It owned cottonseed factories that regularly produced oil for making soap and candles. But the light bulb lowered sales of P&G's candles. To adapt, the company's owners worked with E.C. Kaiser, a German chemist who had invented hydrogenated cottonseed oil. He created a fat that looked and cooked like lard, but he made it in a laboratory. This was the beginning of vegetable shortening, commonly known as Crisco. To get customers buying Crisco instead of lard, P&G launched a huge, successful publicity campaign. It exaggerated the grossness and health risks of lard. Lard's reputation took another hit in the 1950s when scientists linked it to heart disease. Although many places in Europe continued using lard, many North American restaurants and cooks banned it. Vegetable shortening substituted for lard for many decades due to those exaggerated claims. After lard's long absence from kitchens and restaurants, medical experts concluded that consuming moderate amounts of lard is harmless. The claims that buried lard for decades were exaggerated. Now, this ingredient is making its way back into people's kitchens. So, lard might not be gross after all. If that disappoints you, I dare you to taste this soup made from bird saliva. And you can find out more about it on the next episode of Origins of Food.